For more fairy tales and to support this page, please follow and subscribe. New story is added every week. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Resume. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Calcutta, lived a young girl named Mary Lennox. She was a peculiar child, with a thin, pale face and a sour disposition. Her parents, who were British, paid her little attention, leaving her in the care of servants who were far too occupied with their own duties to spend time with her. Mary spent her days in a large and gloomy room, rarely venturing outside. Her only companions were her dolls, which she treated with disdain, and her thoughts, which often wandered into the realm of loneliness and boredom. However, tragedy struck when Mary's parents fell very ill and left her an orphan. With no immediate family to care for her, Mary was sent to live with her uncle, Mr. Archibald Craven, in a grand manor in the English countryside called Misselthwaite Manor. And so, a new chapter in Mary's life began, a chapter filled with mysteries, secrets, and the transformative power of nature. As Mary arrived at Misselthwaite Manor, she was greeted by the stern housekeeper, Mrs. Medlock. The manor itself was an imposing structure, its stone walls standing tall and strong, guarding a history tinged with melancholy. The halls echoed with whispered tales of lost love and hidden sorrows. The vast gardens surrounding the manor seemed like an enchanted realm, waiting to be explored. Mrs. Medlock led Mary through the dimly lit corridors, revealing glimpses of the manor's faded grandeur. Finally, they arrived at a small, sparsely furnished room that would be Mary's new home. The room had an air of neglect, with worn-out furniture and dust-covered surfaces. It felt cold and unwelcoming, much like the rest of the manor. Days turned into weeks, and Mary roamed the halls of Misselthwaite Manor, often finding herself lost in its labyrinthine layout. She encountered very few people and rarely saw her uncle, who remained hidden away in his private quarters. The servants, too preoccupied with their own duties, had little time for Mary's presence. Feeling adrift in this strange new world, Mary's curiosity began to awaken. She wondered about the locked doors and hidden passageways that whispered secrets of the manor's past. And there was one particular secret that tugged at her heart, an enigmatic, locked garden that she had heard mentioned in hushed tones. Driven by a mix of curiosity and a longing for something more, Mary embarked on a mission to find the key that would unlock the garden's mysteries. She ventured into forgotten corners of the manor, exploring dusty attics and dimly lit cellars in search of the elusive key. Finally, in an old drawer tucked away in the attic, she discovered a rusty key that seemed to hold the promise of new adventures. With the key clutched tightly in her hand, Mary made her way through the sprawling gardens of Misselthwaite Manor. As she walked, the air grew fresher, carrying scents of earth and blossoms. She followed a narrow path lined with overgrown shrubs and brambles, venturing deeper into the heart of the estate. And then, she found its entrance to the secret garden. With a trembling hand, Mary inserted the key into the lock and turned it. The creaking sound of the gate opening echoed through the stillness of the garden. As she stepped inside, she felt as though she had entered a realm of magic and wonder. The garden, once beautiful and vibrant, had fallen into neglect. Weeds choked the flower beds, and the once fragrant air was heavy with a sense of abandonment. Undeterred by the garden's current state, Mary resolved to bring it back to life. She enlisted the help of a kind-hearted gardener named Ben Weatherstaff, who had worked at Misselthwaite Manor for many years. Together, they cleared away the weeds, trimmed the unruly hedges, and breathed new life into the forgotten corners of the garden. As they worked, Mary discovered that the garden held more than just its physical beauty. It held the power to heal wounded souls. And it was within the secret garden that Mary encountered a young boy named Colin, her cousin and Mr. Craven's son. Colin had spent his life confined to his room, believing himself to be weak and crippled. His father, consumed by grief over the loss of his wife, had convinced him that any endeavor would lead to his tragic end. With Mary's arrival and the discovery of the secret garden, Colin's world began to change. Mary and Ben introduced him to the wonders of the garden, teaching him to embrace the healing power of nature. Together, they embarked on a journey of self-discovery and transformation, breaking free from the confines of their own fears and limitations. In the midst of their newfound freedom, Mary, Colin, and even Mr. Craven began to heal from their past wounds. They learned to let go of their sorrows, to find joy in the simplest of things, and to open their hearts to love and friendship. The secret garden became a sanctuary of growth, both for the flowers that bloomed under Mary's care and for the souls that found solace within its walls. Through their shared experiences, Mary, Colin, and Mr. Craven formed a bond that transcended the boundaries of blood and connected them as a chosen family. They learned to appreciate the beauty of imperfection, to embrace the fleeting moments of happiness, and to cherish the memories of loved ones lost. As the seasons changed, the secret garden blossomed into a tapestry of colors, filling the air with a symphony of scents. Its magic spread beyond its walls, touching the lives of those who crossed its threshold. Miss Selthwaite Manor, once shrouded in darkness, now echoed with laughter and the sound of footsteps running through its halls. And so, the story of the secret garden teaches us the power of resilience, the importance of connection, and the transformative potential of nature. It reminds us that even in the bleakest of times, there is always a glimmer of hope, a secret garden waiting to be discovered, where the seeds of joy and healing can be planted and nurtured until they bloom into a world of beauty and possibility. For more fairy tales and to support this page, please follow and subscribe. New story is added every week.